In past entries, we've addressed a number of occasions in which mysterious animal appearances may have actually been manifestations of the monster. But there are still a couple of these strange instances we have not discussed. Most notable is the case of Kate's horse. At the beginning of the Season 2 episode, What Kate Did, Kate comes face to face with a large black horse. She is clearly rattled by this, and we soon come to understand why. This on-island encounter bears a striking resemblance to one she had shortly after killing her biological father. This, combined with a startling interaction with the feverish Sawyer, causes Kate to question if this horse may represent the ghost of the man she murdered.
I saw a horse. Yeah. That's what happens when you don't sleep.
Kill me. Why did you kill me?
And to be fair, the fact that this particular horse is only ever seen on the exact same day of Sawyer's unconscious outburst does give credence to the idea that this was no ordinary animal. And as mentioned in the previous section of this essay, it seems the Man in Black's many telepathic abilities include speaking through an unconscious individual.
After all, you are a hunter, John. Say something? He's awake. Echo?
But if this was the Man in Black, what was he trying to achieve? Well, consider what almost happened if not for the pure dumb luck that John and Jack arrived at the Swan when they did.
Kate! Kate! Sawyer!
By terrorizing Kate during the one time she was left alone in the hatch, due to Shannon's funeral,
Everybody will be at the beach, so don't forget the button.
I got it.
We'll be back in a couple hours.
Sawyer, or the entity speaking through him, very nearly caused the countdown to expire and catastrophe to ensue. And given that none of the 815ers knew of the failsafe option, this would not have had the relatively happy ending we see in the season finale. It seems likely that such an electromagnetic overload at the Swan Pocket would compromise the source, causing worldwide damage and potentially releasing the Man in Black from its hold. At the very least, a failure to discharge this energy would result in the death of most, if not all, of the candidates. Suffice it to say, preventing the button from being pushed would undoubtedly benefit the Man in Black's agenda in some way. But there may have been an additional motive at play. Consider the other time in this episode that a delirious Sawyer says something upsetting to someone at his bedside.
What?
Where is she?
You mean Kate?
I love her.
Now, does this have to have been the Man in Black speaking through Sawyer? Of course not. But we have established it's possible that it was. and it is therefore worth noting what his hypothetical motive may have been. This confession of Sawyer's does add more friction to the already tense relationship between him and Jack.
Why don't you go back and see if I hurt her feelings?
Just saying.
Yeah, I know. You love her.
What'd you say?
Once again, increasing the odds of later conflict. But getting back to the horse. Assuming this was the man in black, there's still the question of whether this was a physically present manifestation or a mentally projected one. The fact that Sawyer eventually witnesses the horse alongside Kate seems to suggest it is indeed physically present.
You see that?
You mean the big-ass horse standing in the middle of the jungle, then? Yeah.
And we do know horses have existed on the island throughout its history. So it is plausible that the man in black had access to a deceased horse on the island that looked similar enough to the one from Kate's past, and was therefore able to physically replicate it. On the other hand, given that Sawyer was just beginning to recover from his feverish state at the time he sees the horse, he may have been just as mentally susceptible as Kate in that moment to the sort of sensory illusions the man in black can generate. So this is a case where it really could have been either type of man in black manifestation. Before moving on, there is still one more mysterious animal I feel is worth addressing. The one fans have often referred to as the hurlybird.
That bird just say my name?
It appears twice in the series, once in the Season 1 finale, and once in the Season 2 finale. It is eventually revealed, in the series epilogue, that Dharma had genetically engineered a group of hybrid birds.
Genetic alteration. These fascinating hybrids, or hybirds as we call them, will be released and monitored to see how they adapt to the unique properties of the island.
While this certainly explains the hurlybird's unusually large size, it does not explain what storytelling purpose its presence originally served. It seems to me that both appearances of this animal are heavily suggested to be the monster, in which case he must be replicating the corporeal form of one of these deceased hybrids. In the Season 1 finale, the hurlybird is first seen just before the monster in its smoke form is first seen. And it sets at least Hurley further on edge just before this group transporting unstable dynamite is chased through the jungle.
Whoever named this place Dark Territory? Genius.
Yeah, I saw it. We gotta get out of here.
In the Season 2 finale, what appears to be the same bird swoops down right on top of the group on their way to rescue Walt. This seemingly aggressive action leads Michael to try and shoot it in defense, causing two things to happen. First, it alerts Michael to the fact that Jack suspects him. And second, it forces Jack to give this treacherous killer a gun in order to keep up the charade.
Sorry, man. I guess I forgot to load that one. Want to hand me the mag?
meaning this is yet another mysterious encounter that generates more potential for violence. Next time, we will address one last on-island apparition whose behavior and motives are far from obvious, regardless of whether or not the man in black is behind them. Until then, namaste and good luck. Oh, you're still here. Hopefully that means you enjoyed this video. If so, please consider sticking around and being a constant for this channel by clicking right up here to subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon if you would like to be notified when more videos like this one arrive. In the meantime, feel free to check out previous content from this channel by clicking here or here. Oh no. Please subscribe.